Hello. Should be easier to film now that my baby's asleep. Anyway, so I guess this is just a bit of a life update. Not to be like who asked. Well, one person actually did ask. So yeah, I guess this is oopsies. Mostly for you. But yeah, as you can see, baby's girl is here. I'm 6 months postpartum, and yeah, I guess let me just tell you a little bit about how my life's been. Hi, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. I have an intro video if you'd like to get to know me more, but with that being said, let's just get right into the video. So I guess for starters, we can address my disappearing rumors. Anywho, I pretty much vanished because I pretty much have actually, for starters, I didn't disappear. I definitely have been like filming, and like I have different videos I have recorded and stuff, but I ultimately scrapped them because I don't know, I felt like it was getting corny, but who knows, maybe I'll upload them anyways. Aside from that, why I haven't been like doing anything you could say recently is I guess I just decided to take a step back, you can say, and just be fully present in like motherhood in these like first few months, and just soak up all of the moments, you can say, precious moments, and yeah, just allowing myself to be fully present. Now, before I jump into birth, since my last time appearing on this channel, I was pregnant, I do feel like I should share a bit about how my pregnancy experience was. Honestly, I feel like I had a absolutely beautiful pregnancy. It was definitely easy, I want to say, so I think I got lucky in that part. I only had like morning sickness for like a little bit in the first trimester, and like things were pretty smooth sailing until like obviously the last few weeks you get like bigger babies, like heads down, and it's a little uncomfortable to sleep, but like yeah, aside from that, I had a really good pregnancy overall. My baby was very healthy, she was growing strong, and I was able to enjoy most of it. Also, it is something I kept private at the time. I did share on YouTube December. I was already 7 months pregnant at that point, almost 8. Yeah. But yeah, I kept it private for like spiritual reasons. I can definitely like get into a video about that if you'd like to know more about it, and like why I think women in general should do it that way, but another topic for another video. Speaking of that, I also didn't even really announce my pregnancy, you can say, until I was already like 2 months postpartum. 3. It was just turned 3. It was on Mother's Day. But yeah, looking back, I'm definitely glad I did it that way. It gave me like so much peace, and like again, I'll share all about that in the well, I guess I confirmed I'll make a video about it, but yep. So that was my pregnancy. Let's get into birth. So birth, we can get into it pretty quickly. So my water broke around 6-7 in the morning. I didn't know for sure. I just had a very strong suspicion, since I was just like, this feels like a little bit different than like the other, you can say, like small discharges and whatevs. I guess the dead giveaway for me was like my panty was like soaked, and I was just like, it's giving I peed myself, but like I know I didn't pee. Like I never had like a weak bladder my whole pregnancy, so I was just like, that's suspicious, that's weird. Before that even happened though, my mother was just like, you should go to the hospital and get checked, and I was just like, no. But then like I felt like a pang, like my body, and I was just like, actually no, like I'm gonna go. And literally right after that my water broke. Anyways, so that was like late 6 in the morning, early 7. So, you know, I wake my man up, we go shower. I already had like everything packed from a few days before, since like I had like such a strong suspicion she was gonna come. I ended up starting labor that day, so like I was in labor for like 2 days at that point, you can say. But yeah, so we pack all of our stuff in the car, or just move it since I had things packed. And then I go to the hospital to get checked. First thing, they checked my dilation. I was only 2 centimeters dilated, which I was just like, womp. But she did tell me my water did break, so that they were gonna keep me there, which I was just like, thank goodness. Just because, like, you know, I was just ready to meet the kid at this point. Like, I had mixed feelings about pregnancy ending, of course. Like, that night when I was just like, I felt like she was coming, you know, I cried. I was just like, I'm gonna miss you, just because, like, I love being pregnant so much. But regardless, I was there for a while. Well, I guess not that long. I entered the hospital at 11 a.m. and my daughter was born at 10 p.m. 10 p.m. to be exact. I felt like that was so tea of her, because I remember like a few days before I was like, you know, looking at her like birth chart and stuff, and like, you know, I put like IDK for time, I just checked different days, and I literally thought to myself, like, how cool would it be if she was born on a angel number, which she was. I was also very like pleasantly surprised by her rising sign. Oops, cut off. I was talking too long. But yeah, not to get too like astro girly on here, but like, you know, it was something I kind of like was hoping for. And as you know, like, you can't really control what time your baby's born, and that's like from the beginning. Like, you plan, like, I'm gonna go in and like get cut and stuff at this hour, like you're scheduled and stuff. But like I obviously didn't plan any of that stuff. I kind of just went by ear, and you know, lucky enough, like, I did get the rising sign I wanted for her, which, if you hear like the combination of her sun and moon, like, you're just like crazy lineup. Anyways, a little off topic. Let me think for a second to see where I trailed off. Right, so I was talking about how like I felt like I was there for like a while, but like really I wasn't, since some people can like, I guess, labor for more days. But like, anyways, I guess since like, you know, I was at the hospital and stuff, my water broke. I started progressing like fast, you can say. Like, once I was at like 5 centimeters, I believe, like, I was just like so over it. And like, I was there for like a few hours too. Like, they were saying like, oh, like, you're progressing pretty fast, but like, you know, for me it's just like, oh, okay, like, only this many more centimeters and it's been this many more hours. Like, I was so over it. Like, I literally like spoke out into existence, like, oh, like, she needs to come out today. Like, you know, I'm not trying to do this till like tomorrow. Ask and you shall receive, right? Came a few hours later. But let's see. Oh, the stats. Let's speak on her stats. So she was a 9-pound baby, which if you know me personally, like, pre-pregnancy I was like 100 pounds. Oh, I gained 50 pounds in pregnancy. Isn't that fun? But yeah, she was a big baby. I guess it should have been obvious from how big my tummy was, but like, my own doctors were like, oh, like, she's gonna be like probably 7 pounds, which I was just like, if you say so. Like, I had suspicions of like, I don't seem right, but like, I guess. Anyways, to be exact, she was 8 pounds and 15 ounces, which is, you know, an ounce short of 9 pounds. So that girl was damn near 9 pounds. 21 inches, my little tall queen. I don't know if that's not like super tall, but like for my family that's tall, you know, she was a long girly. We said she was born at 10 p.m. And yeah, I don't know. Meeting her, I feel like she was definitely like the prettiest thing I've ever seen. She had like the thickest, darkest black hair, which I was just like, oh, all that heartburn justified. I was popping Tums like it was like candy. And you know, birth is never like fun, I want to say. I don't think it's like really meant to be like that pleasant of an experience. Like it's a hard thing, it's hard work. Granted, some people have a good time, like more power to you, but birth was kind of like ghetto, but worth it. 100%. I recovered pretty fast, I want to say. And my stay in the hospital was pretty nice, I'd say. We paid for like LOL, another cut off, but as I was saying, we paid for the suite, so we were able to have 2 beds, which was like so important to my partner, because like he was just stressing about his sleeping situation. He's just like, oh, like I heard stories about that rock couch, and like, oh my gosh, which was like a funny thing to think of, but like I'm glad he did. But yeah, that first night, since there was like that bed there, and we didn't live that far from the hospital, so I was just like, oh, like I want my mom to stay. Yeah. Oh, backstory, like actually no, I'm not gonna share that. I lied. But yeah, I was like, I want my mommy to stay, and like, oh my gosh, biggest help in the world. Obviously, like the second day he stayed, which was, I was just a little bit like I miss my mom, which she told me she like woke up at 4 a.m. and like she sensed like, I think my daughter needs me, which I definitely did. I was like crying and like thinking of her. I was like, oh, like I want my mom. Little PSA to the girlies out there. I mean, never mind, I'm not gonna say that. Everyone's situation is different with their mom, but if you have a good one, I definitely recommend like, you know, having your mom stay with you and stuff. Yeah, I love my mommy. But I guess I'm gonna just wrap it up with birth about that. That was not good English at all. I don't know what the heck I just said, but I'm just gonna leave it there. I can probably like ramble longer about this. I probably won't make this like into a separate video, so I'm just gonna leave it here. If you have any questions, you can just comment down below, and like I'll reply to all comments. But yeah, that's birth. Okay, so now on to the next part of this video, which is postpartum. So I want to say postpartum on itself is its own journey. Yeah, those like first few weeks, they are very like mentally, emotionally, and physically challenging time of life. There's a lot of healing and like learning, you can say. Of course, I have had like a lot of support from like my family, my partner, of course, too. He made sure I had a night nurse in the beginning who I had for the first 3 weeks, so I was able to just kind of like recover, focus on like pumping, since like breastfeeding at first was like a little bit like ouch, you can say. She had a bit of a strong latch, my girl, you can say, in the hospital, so I was a little bit like off breastfeeding. So when I got home and was able to pump, I was like, I'm gonna do this. But anyways, had a night nurse for a little bit, which I recognize not everyone's able to have, but if you can, I would strongly recommend it. I genuinely don't know how we would have been without her. I mean, probably been fine, but like I think it helped a lot, you can say. And in the mornings, like my mom would stop by every day, my mother-in-law would stop by every day. Oh my gosh, I love my mother-in-law too. Like she's like, when I say like salt of the earth person, like mwah, chef kiss. But anyways, enough about me gushing about the women in my life. I love women. I made one. Off topic, but yeah, postpartum's kind of like, it's tough as you can expect. I mean, I want to say there's different like levels of it. I definitely didn't have the extreme of like, you know, strong anger where it comes off as like maybe like violence sometimes. There was, I mean, I guess definitely a little like, it's tough, I guess, to watch like your partner at first kind of just like resume life like nothing happened, while you're kind of just like, you know, having to take a step back from life, start over a bit, and just figure a lot of things out. Identity, like, you know, how to take care of your baby, bond with your baby. I want to say for me, I guess the extremist I felt postpartum was I was just a little bit dissociative. I want to say, like, I want to say my body and brain just weren't connecting on the like, okay, so this was the pregnancy, and like this was the baby that was like in your belly. Like for me, like, you know, I'd be like, oh, like you could be like, you're pregnant? I was like, yeah. You gave birth? Yeah. This is the baby. This is the baby that was in the belly. Like my brain would just be like, nah, like what? To say I didn't love her, like, you know, ride or die, like this is my baby. Like I was like, I did not play about her from the beginning, but it definitely felt like odd at first. Like, I don't know, it just felt like the hospital just like gave me like this really cute baby, and they were just like, here you go, and like it felt odd. It was just like, oh, like just like that, like you don't want to like come to my house and like look at everything, like, you know. Even for the car, they're like, we're gonna check if you have the car seat. When they rolled me out to the front, they were like, you can just go. I was like, you don't want to see if we have it strapped in right? And they're like, no, like you got it. I was like, okay. But yeah, so I guess it just took a while of like, you know, I don't really know what I'm trying to say here, because it's still a little bit dissociative, but like it's definitely been coming more together to me of like, you were in me. But yeah, I mean, I guess I can let you guys know when that feeling fully goes away, if ever. I don't know, maybe I won't speak on it. Just kidding, total transparency. I can share it, I guess, when it's just like, guys, it's over. As for like, you know, depression, not to get a little too like, I don't even know what the word is. I'm not gonna dwell on it too long, but every day is different. Some days are like amazing, some days you don't feel so amazing, but I feel like I'm level-headed enough to like, I don't know, I never felt any sense of like regret my decision of like having her and like, you know, my pregnancy. So I guess it hasn't been that bad for me, but again, everyone's experience is like relative to their own and stuff. But yeah, I can acknowledge the, I suppose, privileges I had to allow me to not go into such a, I guess, deep hole of depression where I could have been in, while also like, I suppose, acknowledging my own experience and feelings. But yeah, we're also only 6 months in, so let's see how that keeps on going. Oh, something fun I think that could be fun to talk about is my mom style, you can say. Now actually being a mother, opposed to like imagining the kind I'll be, I guess I wanted to share what kind I am. So I am so lucky I've been able to produce milk and breastfeed. I am a fully breastfeeding mom. exclusively. Well, breastfeeding and pumping, but I guess pumping something I did more early days. I pretty much breastfeed mostly now. Like I've been breastfeeding this whole video actually. She's sleeping right now, but she'll kind of wake up and go in and out of it. But yeah, so I'm a breastfeeding mom, co-sleeping mom too. I found that co-sleeping has like worked like really good for us. Yeah, not to shame the people that I guess do other things like sleep train or like formula feed. I think what works best for the mom is like perfect. Like we're all just really trying to just, you know, make it out here in the sense of like get through the day and just, you know, have a sense of like routine, maybe like stability in life. I don't know, it's a big change. So if you find something that works for you, I feel like blessing. Another thing, as of right now, I am like totally like a crunchy almond mom. I never thought it would be me because like if you know me personally, I am like the biggest like snacker, junk food, like bacon, egg, and cheese, Doritos, like everything candy. But I don't know, like mom now. Like I don't want her to like have all those things. Mainly like sugar. Obviously in her lifetime she'll probably have it, but I'll probably be kind of like limiting on it. Like it'd probably be more of like, okay, like in a birthday party here and there, or like for your own birthday, like, you know, what do kids like? Cake, candy, blah blah. There'll be moderations, but for the most part, like I do think health is going to be something I'm prioritizing, and like nutrition, so I'll probably be on that, and like homemade meals. But yeah, that's what I'm saying right now. Who knows, it can change. Maybe it's, you know, life is gonna life, but as of right now, that's my stance. I feel pretty strong on it, and I don't think it'll change, but again, I reserve that right to change my mind, so let's see how far that goes. Oh, also, I wanted to do a total humble brag. Maybe it's not humble because it's just bragging, but I do want to brag on my daughter just because, like, I don't know, I love her so much and I'm so proud of her. But yeah, so like, I mean, you already heard her birth stats. She did not really lose that much weight. Her like next following days, which if you don't already know, babies, you know, they lose a bit weight after they're like born and stuff. It's totally normal, but she didn't lose that much. She ate a lot. That's why, like, my queen ate missed no meals. It's probably how I got so skinny that quick, because, you know, my girl was like eating me alive, you can say. All my fat. Actually, let me not say that. I was pregnant. I wasn't fat. Let me not be like mean to my pregnant self, even if I'm joking. She was also like a pretty easy sleeper. She wasn't fussy, not colicky, just like hungry. She would only cry like milk. It's pretty easy to figure out. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she's been like the most perfect baby. Even like now, she's like, then and now, she's always been like a super happy baby, very social, you can say. Like, you know, she gives a smile pretty easy. She's just like a really happy girl, which I don't know, I'm so proud of, because I feel like if you see a baby and like, you know, they seems like a good baby in some way, it's because they have a great mom. And yeah, that goes out for all moms. If everyone's like, oh, like, your kid's so smart, they're so beautiful, they're so this or that, it's because of you. So chef kiss. And the dads too, I guess, you know. Shout out to the fathers out there. Very important role, fathers, I want to say, for sure. Especially when it comes to little girls. Boys, of course. Dads are great. People need their dads. I love my dad. But yeah, just wanted to speak a bit on my little baby. I don't know if I shared her name yet. Her name is Evangeline. Evangeline, how do I pronounce it? Depends on which language I'm speaking. You know, obviously in Spanish, there's no Eva, it's Eva. So Evangeline in Spanish and English, it's technically Evangeline. But yeah, that's my baby girl's name. I knew the name I wanted for my daughter since I was 6. I watched Princess and the Frog, and my life has never been the same. It was my favorite movie ever, and I was just oh, this name eats down, I fear. I've never heard such a pretty name. So yeah, I don't know, pretty name for the prettiest girl in the world. I already knew she was gonna be that girl in my belly. But yeah, let me calm down. Oh, my heart's beating. I get a little emotional and passionate talking about her. Yeah. It's crazy how much... Oh, deep breath. Yeah. It's crazy how much, love you can have for, a little person that, you don't really know for that long, but I don't know. If you think about it, they kind of known you for, their whole life. Even their pre-existence, which is just, wild. I think about that, and, it warms me a lot. Especially, seeing her smile at me, especially, she's with her dad or someone else, and then it's oh, well, look, there's mama. She'll just, biggest smile, melts my heart. I'm gushing. Let me take a moment to calm down. But yeah, that was just a bit on my life. Don't think I mentioned it, but maybe it's a bit obvious, maybe not. But my life as a stay-at-home mom right now, I absolutely love it. It's definitely everything I wanted and hoped for it to be, you can say. It's also definitely a privilege to be able to do so nowadays, and it's great. I love the mommy life. Outside of it too, I do for sure still have goals and things I want to accomplish, but it was very important for me. I decided the first year of her life, I definitely wanted to just fully spend with her before, hopping back into the world and, playing the game of life. But yeah, this is just a really nice chapter for me to just slow down and yeah, soak it all in, I can say. It goes by very fast too. It's nuts. It goes by so fast, and I'm with her every day. Obviously, I have some days I'll send her to my mom or mother-in-law for a few hours. I'll pack up them frozen milk bags I got in my freezer. But even then, every day she goes so fast. I couldn't imagine not seeing her every day. I get emotional just looking at photos from a few weeks ago. It's just oh, she looks so different. It's so wild how much they grow so fast. And yeah, I guess love to my partner for being able to allow me to do that. He's very supportive too, and everything I want to do, which I definitely love that about him. Even when I was pregnant, on some I think I want to do YouTube and stuff, just share things for funsies, and maybe have it be a little thing our daughter can watch back on, just so she can see cute clips of maybe herself and highlights of our life, but also so she can see look back on me in my mamacita era, and also just see I too was just a girl once figuring it out, since unfortunately she might get to a point where she thinks I'm lame and don't know anything. But I guess us girls, we tend to do that about our mom until we become one, and then it's just ah, oops. Circle of life. But what was my point with that? All right, I said I wanted to do YouTube. He got me a laptop so I can do my editing and stuff, and little Mike. But yeah, supportive king, love him. But like, I'm just a girl, you could say, a very hormonal one, you can say. My stuff is still like regulating. I forgot how many months they say for like your hormones to regulate. There's like the body, the hormones, the mind, like take a while to come back to normal after birth and stuff. But yeah, life's good. I can't complain really. This chapter has been treating me pretty well, I want to say. Yeah. Oh, I've also been doing my best to make an effort of like caring for myself the best way I can, especially like physically has been a priority to me. Yeah, just want to be a good example, I guess, for like my little girl, since she's always watching. She's gonna pick up on my habits, my patterns, and I think it's also good for me like mentally, because like, I don't know, I guess if I'm not like feeling my best, like, I don't know, puts me in a little bit of a slump. So I don't want to go there. I need to be like fully present in this. Like, they're definitely take up a lot of time and attention, mental load. So it's just like, it's best if I'm okay up here so I can take care of this girl over here, because like it's a lot, but like it's worth it for me. Everyone's experience is different, of course, but yeah, this is just mine. And I guess I can just wrap up the video with that. That's what's been going on in my life. Talked about birth, postpartum, mommy life, and I guess a bit about my pregnancy. But yeah, YouTuber bit, like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let me know what else you guys would like to see. And yeah, this is my comeback video for my subscriber. Love you. Thanks for checking up on me. And yeah, see you guys in another video, hopefully soon. I don't think it'll take me 8 months compared to like my gap from my last 2 videos. Oh my gosh, speaking on my last 2 videos, not last 2, my first one, I want to say, not that like it's a lot, but I think for your first video, like, I got like 1,000 views, like 1K. Like, I was just like, oh, I think they like me. Just kidding, like, that number isn't really a lot in YouTube, but like, I don't know, it made me a little excited. It's just like, wow, like y'all want to watch my intro video? Like, intro, like, I feel like intro videos, like, it's like people have to actually kind of like care, because it's just like, oh, like, who is you? But I don't know, felt nice. Anyways, love y'all. Hope y'all have a great night. Peace.